Good evening. If you want drama, you've come to the right place. Great goals, cup upsets and penalty shootouts. And that was just last night in the Capital One Cup. Tonight, there's even more. It's been a big cup night in Manchester. United faced Middlesbrough at Old Trafford. Across town at the Etihad, it was an all-Premier League tie between Manchester City and Crystal Palace. Along the East Lancs Road, Jurgen Klopp was looking for his first win as Liverpool manager at home to Bournemouth. And on the South Coast, managerless Aston Villa faced a fourth-round tie at Southampton. And we'll see all the best action from Tuesday night, including a repeat of the 1972 League Cup final between Stoke and Chelsea and the 1993 final between Sheffield Wednesday and Arsenal. And we're joined by a man who played in that final for Wednesday, Mark Bright, who's alongside Alec McLeish, who led Birmingham to success in the competition in 2011. First of all, we're going to head to Manchester. Middlesbrough, fourth in the Championship, went to Manchester United, who lie fourth in the Premier League. Your commentator is Paul Walker.
There are few better settings than Old Trafford under the lights, and we're here tonight for the League Cup. Let's have a look at the team news. There are 9 changes for Manchester United. Marcus Rojo and Chris Smalling are the only 2 survivors from that derby draw with City on Sunday. Among those coming in is Michael Carrick, who skippers the side. Well, Middlesbrough make 5 changes from their win at Wolves last time out. Like United, there's a change in goal as Thomas Mayas comes in. The Middlesbrough fans who've made the trip are now paying tribute to the steel workers who've lost their jobs on Teesside. Fellaini. Back it comes to Blint. Pereira. It's blasted away by Ledbetter, who got caught there. And Lee Mason had the ball thundered at him as well, the referee. Ledbetter went down straight away as the challenge came in from Jesse Lingard. It's a robust challenge. Oh, Lingard misses the ball. The studs were high as well. Friend puts it through the legs there of Lingard. And Damian got his body in the way, and that will go for a Middlesbrough corner. And that prompts a big roar from the Middlesbrough fans. Nice piece of skill here from the left back, George Friend. Sent in deep. Ayala missed it. Here's Ledbetter. And Sui is up there trying the acrobatics. And a great opportunity for Friend. And Romero with the save. Well, it's the first opening of the game, and it's gone to Middlesbrough. Let's have a look at the chance from behind the goal. It's a brilliant chance. It really is. Kike, nice turn. Powering his way through, finding down. He can hit them from here. Terrific save. Excellent stop from Romero. Across his body and unleashes it goalwards. And that was flying in. Kike again. Friend driving in from the left, still George Friend. A lot of traffic in there, it's Friend, it's Kike, the flag is up. Inside of the post anyway, the flag is up. Kike will celebrate, but it's been up for a while. Well, they were robbed of their dream moment. But the flag was up nice and early from the assistant referee on this near side. Friend driving his way through. Little flick of the heel here from George Friend. Kike in an offside position. Hits the inside of the post. And blasted into his own net by Daley Blind. Martial is warming up on the sidelines here for Manchester United. Back it goes to Romero. Oh, just wide. What on earth happened there? Goodness gracious me. Daley Blind back to his goalkeeper. and Romero very nearly puts the ball into his own net. Quite incredible, and a massive let-off for the goalkeeper. Damian scooped in towards Fellaini. First touch too heavy. Here's Lingard. Damian's cross slammed in. Oh, big shout for a handball against Ayala. Well, Lee Mason stood the wrong side of that. Here's the ball slammed in. Does that hit the arm of Ayala? Young against Unsui. Gets half a yard on him. Feeds it over. Rooney's header was misplaced. And now Lingard! Oh, off the woodwork. Manchester United a lick of paint away from booking their place in the quarter-finals for sure. And Lingard rattled the post. It's Stevens for Middlesbrough. It's a terrific ball. It's Grant Ledbetter to win it. Oh, good save, Romero. A chance at either end in the space of 30 seconds. Ledbetter was in for Middlesbrough. And Sui running at Ashley Young. Stands up the cross, it's a good one too. It's going to drop you, but Downing! Oh, saved by Romero. Unsui. It's Downing again. And saved by Romero. That's another great chance for Middlesbrough. And the whistle is about to go, and does go. But there is absolutely nothing to split them. At the end of 90 minutes, and extra time will be required at Old Trafford. They'll try and launch this one long. It's hurled in towards Nugent, and there's Ledbetter. Oh, terrific block. It was Smalling who got in the way of it. It was smashed at Smalling. Lingard looking for Fellaini. Here's Rooney. Good first touch, buys himself some room. Fellaini, good ball, Pereira. Scoops in towards Fellaini again! Wide it goes. Rooney runs straight over to the referee. Stands up the cross. Possibly a little nudge on Fellaini. Not a lot. Oh, it's been missed by Gibson. And Fellaini's onto this. He's got Martial to his left. And Pereira. Here is Pereira. Finding room for a shot. Drives it wide. So close. Here's Lingard. Rooney making his way into the box. Martial is in there as well. Here is Martial. Was there a hand from Ayala? I think there possibly was, but it's not been spotted for the second time tonight. A big appeal against the same player. Collected by Rooney, swept out to Pereira. Very deep, Lingard is back there, and here's Martial! Oh! Can you believe it? 6 yards out, Anthony Martial misses a glorious chance to win the game. Stands it up, Fellaini! Loops it over the bar. Lingard's cross, and Fellaini, it was difficult for him actually. He might have been better leaving it for Martial. And it will be penalties at Old Trafford. He scored a penalty at the weekend in the Championship, Grant Ledbetter. And he scores at Old Trafford. Terrific penalty. Manchester United's captain up next. Turned 30 last weekend, Wayne Rooney. This to level the shootout. It's Rooney. It's saved by De Gea. Nugent. Can Pereira score? He can. Downing against Romero. Beautiful penalty. Carrick missed. Ben Gibson, the centre half, up next. And he has buried it. Young has to score to keep Manchester United in it. Big moment this. It's saved by Mahrez. Middlesbrough are through to the quarter-finals of the Capital One Cup. It is a famous night for the team from the Championship. Louis van Gaal sees his team dumped out. Theatre of dreams. You bet it is.
I want to win everything. And yeah, when you're out, then you are very disappointed because you were so close. But you have to finish.
When I came here 2 years ago, I couldn't imagine that I was going to live nights like today, so everything's perfect today.
Aita Karanga there talking after his side knocked Manchester United out of the League Cup. Alec McLeish and Mark Bright are here in the studio. Alec, what a fantastic night for Middlesbrough. It's sometimes tempting to be slightly patronising, you know, when a lower league club comes, but Middlesbrough have had a great season already, and tonight, do you think they deserved the win?
I thought it was an even game. You know, United had a little bit of territory towards the end, but Middlesbrough gave as good as they got. I thought they were excellent, organised. It was quite an open game. The two teams went at each other the whole game, into extra time as well. And Middlesbrough have learned from a lot of practice last year against Liverpool. They've finally done it this season. I think there was it 14-13 shootout last year at Anfield?
Yeah, it was.
So that was amazing for them to do that tonight. Brilliant. Hats off to Aita Karanka and his team. Absolutely.
As far as Manchester United's performance is concerned, though, Brighty, I mean, did they look a little lacking in composure?
I think in the second half, yeah, but it was a great cup tie. It was a really great cup tie. Manchester United probably could have had a couple of penalties, but you have to say, I thought Middlesbrough were excellent. I thought they went at United. I didn't think they were afraid. Obviously, LGV made a lot of changes, but so did Karanka as well. And it's a team of international players. And I just thought Middlesbrough took the game to them, and I thought they thoroughly deserved it. They could have won it in just right at the end of the game. So not a great opportunity for Ledbetter, but yeah, I really enjoyed it.
But a couple of moments there where Manchester United, they didn't look like the team you would expect them to be. They didn't look like the Premier League team who should have been in control of the match. They were snatching chances and making errors.
Well, you see on this one here it comes, and I think Blin doesn't know that that's offside, and he has a swipe at it. It goes into the back of the net. This one here, I mean, Romero, I just don't know what he's doing. Lack of concentration. How that doesn't go in, I don't know. And you can just see from the back of the goal there. Just put your foot through it. Just put your foot through it. Tries to control it. If he controls that ball, he's still under pressure. You can see he's been put under pressure here. And I'd have to say that I thought, on the balance, I have to say Middlesbrough, I thought deserved it. I thought, you go to Old Trafford, you're the Championship team, it's up to the home team to make all the play, all the pressure. And I just thought they took the game to them and deserved it. They created more, I thought, opportunities for open play.
But even if you deserve it, you know how many times over the years teams have gone to Manchester United and been undone by a late Manchester United goal. It nearly happened in Martial this time, Alec.
Yeah, it did. It was just a kind of slow ball, though. It didn't generate enough power for him to be able to put it away the way he did in the CSK in Moscow last week in the Champions League. It just didn't have enough pace on it. He tries his best, but, you know, it's cup football, and, you know, the teams, the coaches, Wenger done it last night, they make some changes, and on paper you think it's a brilliant team, but somehow on the night it doesn't gel in the cup games the way it does in the Premier League.
He gave them a threat, didn't he, when he came on Martial? They looked a lot better, United.
He's so direct, you know, and he's a handful, and defenders are terrified of him, but there's a lot to come from that guy.
Fourth penalty shootout in a row that Manchester United have lost. The three players who missed their penalties, all England internationals. Should we read anything into that, Mark?
Well, I don't think that's a bad penalty. Mijas is reserve team keeper from Madrid, isn't he? And, you know, he's just played 3 cup games this season, pulls off 2 really good saves. Young, Carrick, Rooney, Nugent as well, missed his, and he's an England international as well.
And Danny scored
it's
his
great drama, great drama.
So when you think it, Mark, as well, you know, Carrick, he's a great passer of
Yes.
the ball. You think,
Solid.
pass it, as Bill Shankly used to say, pass it into the net, son. And you would think Carrick could just bury it in the corner. But
And
he's going
Rooney.
for the high one. And Rooney, you know. But
Yeah. But it happens in penalty shootouts when nerves come
drama,
into play.
great drama.
Next, we'll be heading to the blue side of Manchester as the Premier League leaders welcome Crystal Palace to the Etihad. Hello, welcome back. Now, Manchester City are aiming to regain the cup they lifted last year. 25 years since Crystal Palace last won at Man City. Guess who was in that Palace side? Commentary comes from Kevin Keatings.
It's nowhere near a full house at the Etihad Stadium tonight. For those who are here expecting a really attractive tie, Crystal Palace love playing away from home. They've won already 3 of their 5 away games in the Premier League. They're perfectly set up to counter-attack Manchester City. Let's take a check on the 2 teams then. First of all, Manchester City, who make 6 changes from the derby draw at Manchester United last Sunday. Quicker to say the 5 who remain: Alexander Kolarov, Fernando, Yaya Toure, Kevin De Bruyne and Wilfried Bony. Crystal Palace also make 6 changes from their 1-0 defeat at Leicester last weekend. Johan Cabaye, James MacArthur and Jason Puncheon arrested from the 18-man squad altogether. The 5 that remain from that game at the King Power Stadium: goalkeeper Wayne Hennessy, Adrian Mariappa, Scott Dan, Martin Kelly and Yannick Bolasie. Here's Dan, showed too much of that to De Bruyne, who's got clear here. Kevin De Bruyne, great chance to give City the lead. No, misses that far post by a distance. Well, the form he's been in this season, you really would have backed him. He's certainly backed himself after getting the better here of Scott Dan. Went on his own, Kevin De Bruyne, and it's a poor finish. Here's Zaha. Mariappa. Good movement off the ball here from the Palace captain Jedinak. Support from Zaha. This is promising for Crystal Palace. And there's a shot. And a big drop for Bolasie. Caballero exposed, but does enough. Well, that was mighty close. It's good football from Crystal Palace. Jedinak and Zaha at the heart of it. Zaha setting up the shot here for Joe Ledley. And Bolasie thinking had a chance to open the scoring. Can't get the better of Caballero. Corner which will be taken by Alexander Kolarov. Header! Brilliant goal! Wilfried Bony! What a fine header! And it was good enough to beat the goalkeeper Hennessy and the cover he had around him on the goal line. It's a magnificent header. Top quality. Here's Wilfried Bony again. Zabaleta, it's a lovely quick passing from City. Iheanacho sets it up for De Bruyne. Manchester City just too hard for Crystal Palace. And whilst the applause is for Kevin De Bruyne, who scores the second goal, a lot of it is for this outstanding prospect, Kelechi Iheanacho. Could have gone for goal himself, so unselfish. And it was a mere tap-in for De Bruyne. Crystal Palace will need to engage quite some comeback here if they're to take this to added time, maybe penalties. We'll have a decision tonight, one way or the other. It's a good ball in. Caballero struggling, and Ledley. Joe Ledley with the chance for an instant reply. And chances don't come much more gift-wrapped than that. Bonnie, De Bruyne, neat. De Bruyne is in the clear here. Bonnie looks to his left, and here is Kevin De Bruyne. Good save by Hennessy. That's a huge save from the Welsh international at this moment in the match. Navas. Sanya back with Jesus Navas. Made a good crossing position here. Gathered in by De Bruyne. Chance opens up and tucked away brilliantly by this outstanding 19-year-old prospect, Kelechi Iheanacho. Does he like playing against Crystal Palace? Scored the only goal at Selhurst Park last month in the Premier League meeting, and scores against Alan Pardew's side again. Bolassi. Crystal Palace supporters now, the Olays, for their bout of possession. Oh, Zaha! Looked like it struck his arm, but referee didn't give anything, and Bedford's missed a big chance. In the position Palace are in, that has to go in the back of the net. Dropped here for the camera of Aleppo. He's given a penalty here. Poor Tierney. And there's the holding from Delaney. Yaya Toure, opportunity to put gloss on the City performance. Shining bright at the Etihad. Despite the best efforts of Hennessy, it was too good. Bolassi. Useful cross, a free header. Well, they got one back. Goal set up by Yannick Bolassi. It's a tempting cross, and it gets the header it deserves from Delaney. And certainly no Palace heads have gone down in this game. And here's a chance for Manchester City to score again. It's a perfectly weighted pass. There's the opportunity, and there's the goal for the 17-year-old Manu Garcia. What a huge moment in that young man's life. Manu Garcia! Five-star show at the Etihad for Manchester City. City most comfortably through to the quarter-finals.
Kelechi Iheanacho certainly caught the eye tonight. Does it justify his selection?
Well, I think that he has an important future in this club. He demonstrated, well, in the other game that he played just some minutes against Crystal Palace, he also scored. He's a player that is growing every day and improving his play every day because he's working every day with important players. So I'm happy for him because he deserves it.
We were short of players tonight, really, and maybe the balance of the team wasn't right, and I'll have to take some responsibility that we just didn't have enough flair on the pitch. Having said that, Man City played well and deserved to win by the scoreline.
Manchester City did play well, Alec, and we've seen them take sides apart as they have done tonight before. But how pleased will Manuel Pellegrini be that he's been able to bring in young players who've got on the score sheet?
I think he'll be delighted. Iheanacho has figured in a couple of games this season, and he's looked as if he's going to be a great prospect. But it's good for him to come into a team full of real stars, players like De Bruyne, who has come into the City side also and settled in very well. But Yaya Toure, to play with these guys, the young lad is prospering, there's no doubt about it, and he looks like a star of the future. I thought Pards was a bit hard on himself there, because when you think about it, the chances that Palace had in the game, they could have 3 goals on top of the one they already scored. But, of course, the quality of Man City is absolute top, and when you consider Aguero's missing, Silva's missing, then they look a real handful this season. Yeah, Alan Pardew was quite hard on Crystal Palace in this game, saying that Manchester City deserved to win and by that scoreline. Bright, is their sort of great start to the season faltered very slightly?
At Crystal Palace?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I think, losing a couple of league games as well. you want a chance in the cups, you know. The fans want a chance in the cups. They want to have a go. It wasn't a good display. It's that simple. But I have to say that, you know, Man City, very slick. And, you know, we're talking about Manu Garcia, the 17-year-old who came on. I mean, I think it was €250,000 from Sporting Gijon. I mean, he looked absolutely accomplished, didn't he? And Alex is right. When you get your debut in the first team, you want to be surrounded by the better players, and it makes it easier for you. In Iheanacho, I just thought he came short, he went long, he linked the play, he set up goals, De Bruyne from the other side as well, so they had threats all over the pitch. But it's the story of the season so far for Palace, can't put the ball in the back of the net enough.
No, but everything went well for City this evening. Now, in a moment, we have the best of the action from Anfield. And after 3 draws, could Jurgen Klopp get his first win as Liverpool boss at home to Bournemouth? Hello again. Liverpool have won this tournament more than anyone else. They've lifted the trophy 8 times. And tonight they face Bournemouth, who are getting used to long journeys in the Capital One Cup. They've beaten Hartlepool and Preston away to reach this stage. Paul Walker is your commentator.
So will this be the night that Jurgen Klopp celebrates his first win as Liverpool manager? 3 consecutive draws mark a solid start, but haven't set Anfield alight. As just about the only fit striker, Divock Origi has to lead the line for Liverpool. Kolo Touré takes over as captain tonight. And elsewhere, the story is of youth. Debuts for Cameron Brannigan and Conor Randall. First starts for João Teixeira. And under Klopp for big money signing Roberto Firmino. Eddie Howe makes 6 changes from the team that lost against Spurs at the weekend. Andrew Sermon is the latest injury concern, so Sean McDonald is in. And the much-missed Harry Arter makes his first start since May in a 3-man midfield, which includes junior Stanislas. So a night at Anfield when an exciting new era might really begin. But first, Liverpool have to get past Bournemouth. It's a really bright start, and the shot is dragged wide. Bournemouth cold, absolutely cold there. Here's Joe Allen. Mike Jones waves play on, and Bournemouth look to take advantage. Huge chance to take advantage. Bogdan with the save. Liverpool caught square, very nearly caught out. Junior Stanislas couldn't take it. But it was given away. It would have been controversial. Ball slipped to Stanislas, and Bogdan spread himself so well. Here goes Jordan Knight. Roberto Firmino! It's a really good strike. Got a touch on the way through as well. A fingernail from Federici. Here's Origi. Trying to turn it into something now. Support from Firmino and from Teixeira! He's unlucky, but Klein forces it home. Liverpool have their lead. Daniel Klein will savour his first Liverpool goal. So nearly Teixeira's. Excellent goal line clearance, but couldn't deny Klein. He liked it. Stanislas, good turn from him, and he was caught by Joe Allen. That's the right decision, but no need for further action. Whipped in with real devil there by Stanislas and punched away by Bogdan. Trying to catch him out at his near post, and it nearly came off. A third excellent save from Adam Bogdan. did wonderfully to get into the position, but once he had, maybe he should have scored. Forward from Lucas, nicely done now for Randall. Still they can't pick the pass. Tomlin gives it away though, it's picked up by Joe Allen. And he's brought down by McDonald, who I think would argue there was nothing he could do. But a yellow card for him. This to make sure. It's Teixeira! It's a really good save from Federici. It was his side of the goal. But he still had to keep it out. It was hit with real force. Now Tomlin. Threaded infield. Still danger here. Bogdan with another excellent save. Ritchie that time. Bogdan is furious with those in front of him.
We had more chances, and okay, one goal, a very nice goal. I love this goal because it was perfect on the wing, it was perfect in the box when Teixeira went in on the first post, and Kleiny was close enough to finish this thing. And, yeah, I enjoyed this, and the rest was hard work. They did it, and they deserve to win.
We weren't ruthless enough in front of goal, but I thought we defended well, really nullified their threat. They scored the goal, obviously, which we felt we could have done better with, but in the main, I think it's a positive performance today. A lot of players came in and haven't had a lot of football, did very well, so we leave positive.
Questions and commentary from Dave Farrer there. The answers, of course, coming from Eddie Howe and Jurgen Klopp, who seems to be enjoying life as a football manager at Liverpool. How important to get that first win, though, Alec?
Yeah, he's delighted to get his first win. OK, it's the Cup. There's a lot of changes by both teams. He's introduced a few youngsters. He knows a lot about Firmino from the Bundesliga, so he showed a bit of faith in him. And the goal was good because there was an improvisation. It looked like he should have scored first time. It was Teixeira, but the bad first touch and the back heeler, I think, set it up for Kleiny.
Yeah, exactly. Getting in with all the nicknames, absolutely. I don't know what he's calling Firmino, but you mentioned him there, Alec, and Brighty. He says that, he talked him up yesterday. Did he live up to his billing?
Yes, I thought he played well. I liked him. He's a 10, and obviously you've got Coutinho who plays that position as well, so it gives you options. He made himself available all the time. This is a fantastic strike. It's a lovely tip over, that is, Federici. He always seems like he's looking for that through ball. That's the through ball. To be fair, I mean, Klein does ever so well. He's playing left-back today, obviously, because I think it was Conor Randall, 20 years old, was playing right. And, what I like about Klopp, he said, I saw the kids in training, they excited me, so I played them. I mean, how refreshing is that for your academy, that you know that the manager's going to select you? I think 7 of the starting 11 from Liverpool today were 24 and under, which is also another positive as well. So there's only one goal in it, and I don't think Eddie Howe should be too disappointed, because I think they created enough chances to more than give Liverpool a problem.
Absolutely, just the finishing, he said, was the problem for Bournemouth tonight. Now, one more game was played tonight, and that's where we're heading next, as Aston Villa start life without Tim Sherwood at Southampton. Hello, welcome back. Now, Aston Villa dispensed with the services of Tim Sherwood on Sunday morning after 6 straight league defeats, although during that run they also beat their biggest rivals Birmingham in the 3rd round of the Capital One Cup. And as Alec knows, that's no small feat. Caretaker Kevin McDonald was in the dugout for their visit to Southampton tonight. John Roeder watched this one.
Remember, we will have a winner tonight, even if it needs extra time and penalties. Sanchez finds Westwood. Cut out by Target towards Pella. Away though comes Crespo for Aston Villa. Bacuna. Westwood's made a run into the middle. Leandro Bacuna. Westwood. Bacuna. Terrific. Bacuna shot. Pushed away by Stecklenburg. It's the best attacking move of the night so far. Instigated and almost finished by Leandro Bacuna. Won by Kolka. Touch from Ward-Prowse. Pella. Brought down. Southampton free kick. Conceded by Richardson. It's Gaston Ramirez, and it was always going high and wide from the Uruguayan. Off the head of Van Dijk. Forward by Westwood. Just away by Kolka. Jested. Here's a Marvey who will let that one roll for a corner kick. Westwood's corner. In towards Jested. Pushed away by Stecklenburg. Second important save that the Southampton goalkeeper has had to make in this half. They're just getting a little bit of room there. Pella. Ward-Prowse. Romeo. Yoshida. Little touch back from Ramirez. It's Mario Yoshida with the shot! Southampton in front early in the second half. And Mario Yoshida puts the Saints in front. Aston Villa's defenders just backed off. It allowed Mario Yoshida just to set his sights, and it's a perfect shot. Can his team find a way back? Or are they heading out of the League Cup? Hutton. Hutton's ball in. Grealish missed it completely. Falls for Agbonlahor. Takes a deflection and pushed away by Stecklenburg. Good ball in here from Hutton, but Grealish didn't really get hold of it. Agbonlahor most certainly did. Sanchez. Ayew hasn't really had much of an impact. Well, neither of the three Villa substitutes have at the moment. Tadic. Pella just in field. Tadic in towards Pella! And that might just settle this League Cup tie in Southampton's favour. 2 against 2 here. You can see Tadic just waiting. Tees it up perfectly for Pella. Great combination play between the two Southampton men. Ayew. 90 seconds remaining. Jordan Ayew going all the way. Challenged in the area by Van Dijk. Penalty kick to Aston Villa. Virgil van Dijk with the challenge. Keith Stroud pointing to the spot. Van Dijk sticking out a leg. This will surely be no more than a consolation, though, for Villa, if Sinclair can beat Stecklenburg. Sinclair drives it in. Villa have a goal back in additional time at the end of the match. But Southampton go through. It's finished. Southampton 2, Aston Villa 1.
Some players deserve that opportunity today, and they did it well because the total performance was very good in the second half. And the most important is to reach the quarter-final.
I got the phone call on Sunday morning with a takeover. Obviously spoke to him about what had happened to Tim, spoke to Tim himself. And because it'd been such a rush, not had a chance to speak to anybody, and to be fair, I'd rather concentrate on trying to get these lads a little bit more confidence and get up the league with a bit of luck.
Well, that's Kevin McDonald's focus for the moment, but of course Aston Villa looking for a full-time manager. Alex, you're best placed to tell us what it's like to work as Aston Villa manager and what kind of problems the incoming manager would potentially face.
Well, I mean, I think that obviously people have seen that since the days that Gerard Houllier took over after Martin O'Neill, there was a downsizing in terms of the the wage bills and to get to a certain level that Villa were spending too much than their means. So there was that task for managers coming in. Gerrard got a little bit of money to spend on, I think, Darren Bent, and he scored a few goals to keep them in the league that season. And then I took over from Gerrard, and it was more of the same. Try and downsize the squad. We'll lose guys like Downing, who was seen in good form tonight for Middlesbrough. Ashley Young had already gone. Milner and John Carew, guys like that. So your quality doesn't go that way. But it was a bit trying to steady the ship and trying to steady the finances. But at the same time, the quality of the team suffers. And that's what that's been bad for the Aston Villa fans, who are used to seeing a team, high up the league and winning European Cups. Okay, a long, long time ago. So they have to be realistic there. But recruitment is the key, Kelly. Recruitment is absolute key to any team climbing up that table, and the quality of recruitment. I'm not saying these guys don't have quality. I've seen a bit tonight. Bakuna, good 1-2 at the edge of the box. Am I talking too much now?
No. But the thing is, Tim spent in the summer, the money that he got from Benteke and Dal, he spent, I think it was around £50 million he spent on strengthening the team. Yes, he loses Benteke, you don't want to lose Benteke, but he had money to go out and spend. It wasn't like he didn't have the money.
But what I'll say about that big man is that the recruitment, these guys are not really household names. Villa fans are used to seeing household names in the past and within the British game, and also coming from abroad, guys, as I said already, like John Carew. And I'm not saying they're bad players, but these guys are going to have to take time. And as Arsene Wenger always said when he signed a foreign player, it normally takes about 6 to 7 months to settle in. So Tim Sherwood didn't get that time to allow those guys to settle in, and he wasn't able to get some of the players like Adebayor, for instance. I'm not saying Adebayor was the be-all and end-all for Villa, but I'm sure he would have got enough goals to keep them in a safe position in the table.
I just wonder how long the settling-in period for a foreign manager is, because Remy Gard is the favourite to take over at Aston Villa. Right, to last night's action now, and fond memories for Stoke fans before their match against Chelsea. They beat the Blues to win their only major trophy in the 72 League Cup final with Gordon Banks in goal. Well, the holders arrived on the crest of a slump after Saturday's fraught defeat at West Ham, with their manager Jose Mourinho under scrutiny. Commentary comes from Martin Fisher.
No sign at the moment of any lack of confidence in the champions, really taking the game to Stoke City. Oscar. Hazard, lovely twist and turn away from Walshide. He's got Willian to his right. Diego Costa waits in the 6-yard box. That's a very important save by Jack Butland. Really good ball in this from Willian, and Diego Costa with a near post flick, looking for his first ever goal in this competition. Competition that Jose Mourinho has won 3 times. Barnsley overstretched himself twice. Goes through on Oscar. Might well bring the first yellow card of the evening. Diego Costa getting it back from Willian. Lovely move from Chelsea. Oscar! Fingertips of Butland. And it stays at 0-0. Splendid save from the 22-year-old. Four players around him. He's still found a pass through to Baba, and Baba looking here for Ramirez, around the goalkeeper, but into the side netting. Ramirez with the surging run. Butland's advance forced Ramirez wide, and he was too wide to slot it home. Edging his way into the box, and tucked in by Terry, but he's offside. Just for a fraction of a second, John Terry thought that he'd given his team the lead there. No complaints. Whelan, who glides away from Ramirez. and picks out Walters. Oh, what a goal! What a goal from Jonathan Walters! Whelan with the approach. Walters dropped off to find space and then hammers it goalwards. In off the bar, and Stoke City take the lead. Well, are they about to make this season even more miserable for Jose Mourinho? Free kick quickly taken, and it's Zuma hitting the post. Well, they haven't come much closer than that in the game so far. Is it going to be one of those nights for Chelsea? Willian looks left. Juff is back there. He's worked so hard this evening in a defensive capacity, but he's lost out to Kennedy. And Kennedy looking dangerous here. Calls for a penalty as the cross came in, but it will be a corner. 4 minutes of added time, and we're into them now. In comes the cross. It drops for Roddy! And Chelsea equalise in the first minute of injury time. And Chelsea, the holders, stay in the Capital One Cup for a little longer yet. Loic Remy found space. For once, Stoke got it wrong defensively. And it's an emphatic finish from the Frenchman. The little touch from Zuma took it his way. And how about that for Loic Remy? And we'll level at one apiece. And extra time beckons. Willian to Kennedy. He's away from Bardsley, who fouled him. And Bardsley was booked in the first half, and Bardsley's off. Well, in a matter of 100 seconds, the game has been turned on its head. It's a walk of shame for Bardsley. It's a headache for Mark Hughes. But here comes Stoke City. Perhaps not out of it yet. Marko Arnautovic. He's got the shot away. How close was this to putting Stoke City back in front? Two minutes away from penalties. The long ball forward. Shaqiri's back there. Shaqiri's mistake. What a save by Butland. It came off the shin of Kennedy and very nearly found its way into the back of the Stoke goal. Surely now this tie will be decided with spot kicks. Indeed it will. Next up for Stoke City is their record signing, Xherdan Shaqiri. Five very good penalties so far. Loic Remy, who scored that dramatic and crucial equaliser seconds into injury time, is next up for Chelsea. It's the same outcome. Mark Wilson then for Stoke City to nudge them in front again. Scores. It's a cracker from Wilson. Kurt Zuma. 21 today. It's no day to miss from a spot. Nearly took the net off. 4-4. Marko Arnautovic needs to score. And does. Nine perfect penalties so far. Eden Hazard, who scored from the spot against Stoke last season at Stamford Bridge, has to score, otherwise Chelsea are out. They're out! Jeff Buckland with the save! And Chelsea's season has just got even worse. Tonight belongs to Stoke City.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad penalty, it was just a magnificent save, and Jack had a couple of moments in the match as well where he's really kept us in the game. But overall, I thought we deserved it. We showed great courage today.
I feel obviously sad like every one of the players, but I feel very happy for the game. the team played better than ever. We lost in a penalty shootout. We missed one. They didn't miss. Congratulations.
Mark, Jose Mourinho said the team played better than ever. It was certainly an improvement on some of the performances we've seen from Chelsea this season.
Yeah.
But because they've lost it, how under pressure do you think Mourinho is?
Well, obviously because he's where he is positionally in the league. That's the cup they've gone out of. They wanted to obviously try and retain that cup. What you've got to look out for, the signs are the players playing for him? Yes, they were. Did the players give everything they had? Yes, they did. Jack Butland kept Stoke in it amazingly at times. So Chelsea look like they're getting back to where they were, but that puts added pressure onto the manager. I don't think he'll get sacked. I just don't think he'll get sacked. Will he turn it around? Everyone believes he's the best in the business. He's one of the best. Yes, he will. Are Chelsea capable of going on a run? 6, 7 wins in a row? Yes, they are, once they get that momentum going and that belief and the confidence. That's the best I've seen Hazard. And for him to miss the penalty, along with Rooney, Carrick and Young, or, you know, you hope those players just slot that ball in. It's just one of those things. They've gone out, but I think they're getting back to where they should be.
But the holders are out. So how would their bitter rivals Arsenal fare in front of a full house at Sheffield Wednesday? Stay with us for Highlights Under the Floodlights. Hello, Sheffield Wednesday were unbeaten in 8 matches before the visit of Arsenal in the Capital One Cup. Arsene Wenger has used this competition to blood new players in the past, and he continued the policy last night. Andy Hinchcliffe and Bill Leslie are your commentators.
The matchup we're going to have to watch out for this evening. Oxlade-Chamberlain turning and trying to play, being closed down by Sam Hutchinson. He just sits in front of the Wednesday back four. I think as Wednesday go forward, he'll be the one allocated just to pick up Oxlade-Chamberlain. Well, Oxlade-Chamberlain just had a word with the bench as he ran the ball out of play there. Just wonder whether he's okay to carry on.
It's been a stop and start season for him, hasn't it, in terms of getting a run in the side, and this evening is about to come to a premature halt for him. Desperate luck. Well, Walcott stripped and ready, as you can see there. Arsene Wenger wants to get the change made quickly.
Well, it's a nightmare for Oxlade-Chamberlain, but this is why you have to have some of your big guns on the bench, just in case this type of things happen. And it's not a bad substitution to be able to make, sending on Theo Walcott.
Slightly heavy touch from Gibbs. Bannon can get involved. Surely lightning's not striking twice here for Arsenal. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain off with a hamstring problem, and now Theo Walcott requires treatment. He's only just played quarter of an hour.
Well, the problem is the type of player Theo Walcott is with his pace, that if you do get a tweak in a calf or a hamstring, it is a major problem, because that is what his game is all about.
Ismail Beneka, young French attacking player. The third Arsenal debut handed out tonight. By the way, that's player number 200, 201 and 202 who have been given their Arsenal debuts by Arsene Wenger during his 20-odd years in charge. Oh, good overlapping run here from Poudel. Zhao waits in the middle. Wallace wants the cut back. Gets it! Ross Wallace sweeps Sheffield Wednesday into a sweet lead against Arsenal. They've lost 2 players through injury, and now they've lost a goal.
Well, Sheffield Wednesday are flying in the Championship, but this is a goal of Premier League quality. The intelligence of this cross, he absolutely picks out Ross Wallace here. Quite brilliant football.
Trying to find Campbell. That's a lovely touch from Zhao. Here comes Elan. Alone at the moment, but Lee might join him in support, or Elan might not need him. Here's Elan! Czech keeps it down to 1.
On the counter-attack with Wednesday's pace with either Zhao or Elan, they can burst back at them.
Barry Bannon back here to Wallace. Got a decent angle on the ball. Oh, and they've got another one. Look at special scenes at Hillsborough.
Well, Sheffield Wednesday showing real quality here, and Ross Wallace has scored one. Now he's made one. We're in dreamland here.
Leaves a man over. No one's picked him up. He can tuck it back across the face of goal. Arsenal falling apart. They're crumbling under Sheffield Wednesday pressure. Sam Hutchinson gets the final touch. And they are pitching themselves in this part of Yorkshire. Sheffield Wednesday 3, Arsenal 0.
Yes, it was a very bad night for us because we lost two important players in the first part of the game. On top of that, after that, we were not at the level that is requested to play a team of the quality of Sheffield Wednesday tonight.
Everything belongs to the players because they was amazing. They follow the plan, and I think we create a fantastic victory.
You had a number of young players in your side this evening. How did they handle the occasion?
It was too high for them. You know, we're not ready to play at this level, none of them.
So Arsene Wenger saying his young players aren't ready to play at this level. What he means, Brighty, is that your old club gave such a good performance that Arsenal's youngsters couldn't quite cope.
Yes, it was a poor start from Arsenal, obviously, with the injuries. That set them back. But Hillsborough was rocking. I mean, was it 34,000 fans there? I looked at Ross Wallace and I thought, what an amazing game he had. It's a dream game, really. You're on the TV. You're in the Cup against Arsenal, joint top leaders of the Premier League. What a goal this is. It's a great cutback, and he just eases that in. And this is a cross for Jiao's goal. I watched them last week against Rotherham in the league, and they played at a high tempo. They moved the ball really well. Barry Bannon in midfield was getting it all going. And I just thought, if they can play like this against Arsenal next week, they've got a chance. And they just performed superbly. I was really pleased for them because it's a club of it's suffered, and now it's hopefully the fans are singing they're on the way back, and it's a great scalp to get.
Absolutely, but for Arsenal, I mean, you mentioned it as well, Brighty, the injury list that they have. You know, they've just found out that Oxlade-Chamberlain and Walcott are going to be out for the next 3 games, which includes matches against Spurs, against Bayern Munich, Swansea, the other opposition. What's going on when you have an injury list that's that long?
Yeah, these are things that you can't legislate for as a manager, and that's why they try to, you know, with big squads, they try to rotate the players and they try and make sure that, is he overexposed? Has he played too many games? Do we have to rest him? And perhaps maybe Walcott has played a lot of football recently, more than he's accustomed to. And
so if you get a lot of injuries, just start looking at what could be going on in training or off the field that could be
Kelly,
causing that.
Because if you remember Ryan Giggs, you know, Ryan was electric when he was a kid, and then he got to a stage in his career where he started doing his hamstrings all the time, and he famously took the yoga sessions, and it changed his career, you know, and I think he modified his career. He became more of a midfielder than an out-and-out winger, you know, flying past defenders. So the modification, but these Arsenal guys seem to get injuries quite easily, and the very fast ones, Walcott and Chamberlain in particular. So I don't know the solution. The Arsenal need to find one quickly because they're coming into a horrendously tough period.
Yeah, but it still doesn't lessen a great performance from Sheffield Wednesday.
Brilliant.
Now, Everton have never won the League Cup, but they have made steady progress in this season's tournament, winning at Barnsley and at Reading. Last night, they had their first home tie against Norwich, watched by Dan O'Hagan.
Wisdom for O'Neill. Norwich on top so far, there's no doubt about that in the game's first 24 minutes. Bassong, given away though by Bassong here. Browning breaks, now Lukaku. Lukaku, great save by Declan Rudd. Oh, really good save. Everton's first big moment, and Rudd comes up big himself for Norwich. Goes to Gigi Rafoe, it's going to be cleared away, but at least far away is O'Neill. And there's Bassong, who has his first goal since December of 2012, and Norwich lead by 1-0, a goal they more than deserve. And Sebastian Bassong with Norwich's opening goal in this League Cup tie. as he broke free in the penalty area, got away from Everton's rather lax marking. Everton 0, Norwich 1. Sebastian Bassong, the unlikely source. Morales across here. Osman! And Everton make their best spell of the game matter with the equaliser from Leon Osman. It was a great Everton spell of pressure, this. In by Morales and scuffed towards goal by Osman. It had enough on it to find the back of the Norwich net. And Everton are back at 1-1. Morales! It's a super Declan Rudd save. Fingertips over the crossbar, and Norwich stay in the League Cup just about. Martin Olsen, clock nearly at 90. In by Houlihan here for Graben! Oh, it's an excellent save! Everton nearly out, but they survived just a marvellous save right on 90 minutes from Jean Robles from Graben's header, which was destined to win the tie for Norwich there and then. And now Everton break. This is the last attack. Last 10 seconds. Delafeu away from Dorrans. Now Oviedo. Parries. Barkley. Oh, the chance to win the game there and then for Everton. With the very last action of normal footballing play, we go to penalties at Goodison Park. The first kick is Graham Dorrans, who scores for Norwich. Goalkeeper goes the wrong way. Dorrans scores 1-0 to the away team. Next, it is Everton's Gerard Delafeu. Delafeu sends Rudd the wrong way. Everton back at 1-1. Whittaker versus Jean Robles. Whittaker just. It squeaks in. Ross Barkley against Declan Rudd. It is Barkley. It's a lovely penalty, it really is. Well, a great noise faces Wes Hoolahan for Norwich. Hoolahan saved by Jean Robles. There was a slip, there was a stumble, there is a save by Everton's goalkeeper. As he strikes here, Hoolahan slips, and that may make the difference. Lukaku, it is buried brilliantly. Everton 3, Norwich 2. Everton have the kick in hand, and the pressure is piled onto the shoulders of Norwich's Lewis Graben, denied right on 90 by a great save by Jean Robles. Graben, no, the roof of the net. How's that for confidence? It is Darren Gibson. Gibson scores. Everton now one kick away, or one save away from the quarter-final. A major pressure moment. Nathan Redmond has missed his kick. And Everton roar their approval because they are in the League Cup quarter-finals.
We all know how difficult it is to progress in this competition. As Everton, it's only the second time in 28 years, and that, I think, it shows you the achievement that these players had today, and I thought it was phenomenal.
And Martinez bringing on Barkley and Delafeu, a real turning point in that game. Are Everton dark horses, Alec?
Well, it's a long time since they have won a trophy, and you know, why not this season? Although there are some very strong opponents still left in the competition. You think of Manchester City, for instance, who have another home draw, but Everton are away from home against Middlesbrough, and after winning that game tonight against the mighty Man United, they won't want to fail. It won't be a case after the Lord Mayor's show. I'm sure that Middlesbrough will want to put on a big show. Absolutely.
We'll have the full draw a bit later on, but there's one more match to complete the last 8 in the Capital One Cup. Championship side Hull at home to Premier League Leicester. Tom Skippings reports.
Two teams with impressive league form to protect shuffled their respective packs at the KC.
10 changes for Leicester from Saturday's win over Palace, but it was Hull's 8 different faces who settled quickest, and one of them should have opened the scoring. Greg Luer denied his 3rd goal in the competition this season by Richie Delat. Hull's win here over Birmingham last weekend was their 8th game without defeat, and it lifted them to 2nd in the Championship. The confidence of their play survived the changes in personnel. Sean Maloney delivered the acrobatics, but not quite the finish. But as the game wore on, the home side's inspiration wore off rather. A rare chance after the break saw Ryan Taylor ripple the wrong side of the net once again. And as the 90 minutes drew to a close, Hull went closer still. Harry Maguire's header fumbled by Mark Schwarzer and only reclaimed by the keeper once at least most of the ball appeared to have crossed the line. But Leicester survived into extra time. And then their 2 standout performers of the season struck. Jamie Vardy off the bench and on the break, but his scoring streak was stopped by Eldin Jakupovic, only for fellow sub Riyad Mahrez to score his 6th of the season instead. But 6 minutes later, Hull turned a possible sense of injustice into the perfect response. 2 substitutes combining yet again. Chuba Akpom's shot parried by Schwarzer only as far as Abel Hernandez, the Uruguayan's 8th goal in 13 games. Penalties the least that Steve Bruce's side deserved, and they had the upper hand immediately. Mahrez's spot kick turned onto the post by Jakupovic, and 8 successful kicks later, the last word went to David Myler. Hull's 2nd shootout win this season, their 2nd Premier League scalp, and their first ever quarter-final appearance is now just 5 weeks away.
As promised then, here is the quarter-final draw. Middlesbrough hoping for another Premier League scalp in the quarter-finals. They'll be welcoming Everton to the Riverside. The only all Premier League tie, Southampton, host Liverpool. Manchester City at home to Hull in what will be the Tigers' first ever League Cup quarter-final. And Sheffield Wednesday travel to Stoke, where they can do what, Mark Bright?
Oh, they can win. If they play well, they can win. You've got to believe in yourself at this stage now. Obviously, 93, we got there. We had a really strong team. But, yes, this is now to stage now. 3 championship teams left in it. I mean, it'd be great to see one in the semi-final.
Just a couple of wins away. Brighty, Alec McLeish, thank you very much for joining us this evening. We are down to the last date in the Capital One Cup, and there'll be new ribbons on the trophy come February. For now, though, good night.